Now you had Akshay Kumar and Kareena Kapoor in your first film. You also had like a Sylvester Stallone, US schedule or India, the big canvas, big budget and all these things, and now you're having two ranked newcomers who are coming up. Would you say it's like a departure from where you started off?
The departure is organic in the sense when I finished writing the film with my writer and sort of presented it to Sajid Bhai. Every time we spoke about it, we sort of entered the conversation with the fact that, you know, this is a fab script for a new boy. Over the years that I've worked in the company, this is like my home production. Sajid Bhai and me have always spoken about how to nurture and introduce new talent to the industry. But we always ended the conversation saying, yeah, when the script is right or we have the really strong content, it's a big responsibility. Every time with Heropanti, we ended the conversation saying, yeah, this is, you know, this is right. This is really strong for a new boy. The day we decided to launch Newcomers, within that period, I think I bumped into Tiger, who was sort of going office to office, wanting to make his debut. And he fitted my character and you know, we said, let's go for it. So it's been organic. There was no conscious decision or actual sort of deliberate departure. Okay, I did it with stars, now I want to do it with Newcomers. This film needed this, and that is why Tiger and Kriti.
Sabbir just told me that his father was a lyricist, and we both share something in common. Both our fathers have been lyricists, and something about your growing up days and your influences, and how you ended up being in the film industry.
My father was a poet and a songwriter. I think a lot of work in the 60s with
Please tell us his name as well.
Noor Dewasi. A lot of work with O.P. Nair Saab and S.D. Burman Saab. Even the contemporaries like Anu Malik and people have worked with him. One of his most famous songs was Aao Huzur Tumko Sitaro Mein Le Chalu, which was picturized on Babita, Manmohan Desai film. And I think about 10 or 20 years later, he wrote songs for Karishma Kapoor also, with Karishma and Salman Nischay. So, yeah, the son of a songwriter. My mother passed away when I was really little, when I was 4. So I grew up in a boarding school. All my influences and interest in cinema came in during the holiday period when my father used to fetch me from the boarding school. And because he was a single parent, he used to take me around to movie studios and recording studios. So I've seen Lakshmikant Pyarelal and Majru Sultanpuri and Barman Da and in Mehboob studio and Raj Khosla shooting on stage number 3. So these were very early influences. Every time I went back to school, I sort of had my mind back in the studios in Bombay, and I felt like, yeah, I want to be that guy who was behind the camera and he directed these really big actors and he was telling a story. So I think it was around college when I think it struck me that I wanted to be a filmmaker. I was bunking college more. My college was in Bandra, and I think I had about 7 to 8 cinemas right next to me, from Gateway Galaxy Gemini to Bandra Talkies to New Talkies to Nandi. And I would always be in the cinemas. I remember Maine Pyar Kiya released, and every single day, like a religion, it was lunch and 3 p.m. in Nandi. And I must have seen that film, I think 25, 30, 40 times. I've lost count. And then it was Parinda, and then it was Ghayal, and then it was Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, and Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. I think these were the formative films that, you know, which I saw, and I completely knew that I wanted to be a filmmaker.
So what are you doing next after this, Sabbir?
There are a lot of things that sort of at the back of my head, a few exciting ideas. Right now, the whole, I think the Heropanti is part of my entire system. Till it's not released, there's no closure. I don't think I'll sort of move on.
You've tasted success with your first film. Kambakkht Ishq was a commercially successful film. Now, does that put pressure on you for your second film, that you have to deliver numbers with your second film?
Somewhere, I think I've changed as a person from Kambakkht to now. When we started the film, I think we were in Patiala, we were shooting on the first day, and Tiger, me and Kriti were sitting, and it was lunch break, and we were talking about what will happen when the film finishes and all. I think just something came into me, and I said, okay, you know, we should never ever focus on the fact that what numbers or what the industry talks about. I said the film is good. Eventually people will appreciate it and they'll tell other people to go and watch it, and that will result in numbers. So the whole focus from that point onwards, or even in my future, I think will be in the fact to try and make a good film, and the numbers will come automatically. If the film doesn't hold interest, I mean, no matter what you do, it's not going to happen. So
lovely having you on Bollywood Hungama, Sabbir, and looking forward to Heropanti and your future ventures, and lovely to know a few things about you that I think a lot of people did not know, I think even within the industry as well. All the best wishes, man.
Thank you so much. Great having you.
That's all from Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.